Coming to sit on our mats for the intention setting and the consecration. Closing the eyes, straightening the spine, relaxing the face and the pelvic floor and the shoulders and the belly. And placing the awareness at the center of the chest. So breathing in and out from the place of the center of the chest. Relaxing the face, the forehead, the tongue, the jaw, the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the belly, the pelvic floor, the sex muscles, and the anus. Breathing in and out from the center of the chest, which is the center of our being, the place of the heart. And knowing that when we breathe from the center of our chest, focusing on the sternum at the back of the heart, we are also helping to unite the heart with the mind, the intelligence of the mind with the intuition and intelligence of the heart. Bringing to mind your intention, whatever it is you are focusing on and wish to cultivate or embody or attract. Is it greater inner peace, more confidence, more self-love, more personal or feminine magnetism, greater grounding and stability, or all of it, whichever it is, mention it in your mind. As we consecrate totally and unconditionally the fruits of the actions of this yoga practice and all of its elements to the supreme absolute, to the highest form of universal intelligence, the highest form of consciousness, for our highest good. And that is good. Coming to stand for the warm-ups. Feet hips distance apart. Awareness on the right side of the throat. pardon me, awareness on the left side of the throat, and then doing clockwise circles. So to the right shoulder and back and forward, okay? Focusing on the left side of the throat. And just feeling the sensations. Relaxing the body as much as possible, knowing that we are broadcasting and attracting and aligning ourselves with all of the positive vibrations and frequencies of the universe. And specifically tuning in to the ones that we want more of. And that is good. Coming back to center. Attention focus to perceive faint vibrations at the level of Vishuddha chakra on the left side of the throat for the awakening of mind-body connection and intuition. And our attention goes to the right side of the throat as we practice the polar asana, as our head goes to the left shoulder and back, to then form anti-clockwise circles. Keeping our eyes closed. And that is good. Coming back to center. Keeping our awareness on the right side of the throat, attention focused to perceive the activation and amplification of Vishuddha chakra, the yang active side, for being able to act on our intuition and truly embody our mind-body connection. And then now being aware of both sides of the throat and any vibrations or sensations there. Now keeping the awareness at the crown, at the top of the head, as we do 2 quick movements to the left, 2 to the right, 2 diagonally left, 2 diagonally back, and then 2 straight back. So as quickly as you can, keeping the awareness on the top of the head. 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2 diagonally back, then 2 diagonally back on the other side, and then 2 straight back. This opens our connection to higher consciousness, helps us see the bird's eye view of our lives, and gives us greater connection with spirit, higher consciousness, source, whichever you want to say. And that is good. Coming back to center, being aware of the faint vibrations and sensations at the crown chakra at the top of our head, the awakening and the amplification and elevation of our consciousness. And that is good. Awareness goes to the center of the forehead as we move the head from left to right. And that is good. Coming back to center, attention focused to perceive, faint vibrations and sensations at the level of the third eye between the eyebrows. Noticing more clarity of thought, better strategic thinking, clearer mind, better focus, sharper intuition, greater ability to focus, and the awakening of the third eye center and intuition and insight. That is good. Now stretching the legs out. Take a deep inhale, exhale all the air out on the way down. Inhaling full lungs, holding our breath, assuming this position, and stretching the spine as we sit in between our hips. Elbows completely straight, feeling the stretch of the spine and toes are pointed out. Holding our breath. And when you cannot hold the breath anymore, you exhale and repeat. Please go at your own pace. That is good. Completing whatever round you were on. And coming back to center. Eyes closed, attention focus at the base of the spine. For the awakening of Muladhara chakra. Noticing greater flexibility and communication throughout the spine, spinal cord, and the brain. And now for the gastric massage, we take the right hand and we press our right thumb deeply into our sternum, 2 centimeters below the breastbone. You will feel almost as if it's bruised, and then you will do clockwise circles with your eyes closed, pressing in as hard as you can. And that is good. Noticing the awakening of Manipura chakra, center for personal power, the solar plexus. Greater feelings of confidence and willpower and discipline. A stronger sense of self. And then we take the left hand and do the same in the counterclockwise, pressing in as deeply as we can. Making sure we press into all the parts that hurt the most. And that is good. Arms down by the side, attention focused to perceive the awakening and the balancing of Manipura chakra. The awakening and balancing of acts of force, action, willpower, self-esteem, personal power, confidence. And that is good. Coming to the tops of our mats, we are going to be doing a few rounds of sun salutation. Bringing the feet together, planting our feet deeply into the ground. Inhaling, arms up over our head. And exhaling, folding forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to step back into plank. Doing either knees, chest, chin. Or downward and upward dog. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come into downward dog. And breathing and counting your breaths. Inhaling and exhaling for 1. For 2. For 3. For 4. And for 5. And stepping forward, inhaling to lift. Exhaling to fold. And inhale, lifting the arms up over the head. And exhale back down. And continuing, reaching up. Pressing down and exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Remember to engage your ujjayi and pull in your pelvic floor. Stepping back into plank. Exhaling down, chaturanga or butterfly. Inhale, lift. And exhale, downward dog. Pulling the pelvic floor in and making sure that you are hearing your breath at the back of your throat. As you inhale and exhale for 2. For 3. For 4. And for 5. Looking between the palms, step or jump. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, arms down by the sides. Last one like this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga, upward dog, and then downward dog. Making sure the pelvic floor and the belly are in, and breathing for 1. For 2. For 3. For 4. And for 5. And looking between the palms, stepping or jumping, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And inhale to come up. Very good. And now bending the knees, inhaling, lifting the arms up over the head. Exhaling to fold. Inhale to lift. Step or jump back. Down to chaturanga. Up to upward. And then when we get to downward dog, the right leg goes forward into a warrior 1. Looking up and stretching on the inhale. On the exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward. Exhale to downward. Bringing the left leg forward, reaching up on an inhale. And exhale, downward dog, chaturanga. And meeting in downward dog. And breathing with your ujjayi for 1. For 2. For 3. For 4. And for 5. Looking between the palms. Step or jump, inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to bend the knees, bringing the arms up over the head. Looking up. And exhale, arms by the sides. And we repeat, bending the knees, inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, stepping or jumping back into chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Right leg goes forward up into warrior 1. Exhale through the vinyasa of chaturanga. Upward, downward. And then left leg goes forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling upward dog. And downward dog. And breathing with your ujjayi for 1. For 2. For 3. For 4. And for 5. And looking forward, step or jump. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to bend your knees, lifting the arms up over the head. And exhale to come to standing. Very good. Should feel a little sweaty. And taking just a few breaths here to feel the circulation, the energy moving in our body. From the effect of the sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, helping us to shine brightly like the sun and to give and sustain and to nourish life. And we take a big step out to the left as we turn the left toes out and move into a warrior two, closing the eyes and focusing on our Manipura chakra at the solar plexus. You can release the Ujjayi breath and you can bring the bandha in and out. So you can pull your bandha in for 5 breaths and relax it for 5 breaths. Keeping the awareness on the left side of Manipura chakra. And that is good. Coming back to center, eyes closed. Attention focused to perceive faint vibrations at the level of Manipura chakra, especially on the left yin side of Manipura. A greater awakening and more receptive to feelings of confidence, certainty, willpower, discipline, personal power. Very good. Stepping out to the right, turning the right toes out, bending the right knee, arms parallel to the ground. And then squeezing the bandha in and out. Eyes closed, tension focus on the entirety of the solar plexus, especially the right side, for the awakening of the yang side of the chakra of the energy center. And that is good. Coming back to center. Eyes closed. Attention focused to perceive faint vibrations at the level of Manipura chakra. Being aware of sensations. For the awakening of the yang side, the yang activation of Manipura chakra. A greater ability to act and embody confidence, personal power, discipline, self-control. And that is good. We will now practice Padahastasana, reaching the arms up over the head and exhaling, forward folding. Arms to the ground. You can place them on blocks or on blocks if you like. Relaxing completely, relaxing totally. And bringing your awareness to your Muladhara chakra at the perineum, in between the sex and the anus, at the base of the spine. So relaxing as much as possible, relaxing your pelvic floor. And breathing in and out from this place. Noticing, if you can, the feeling of being a circuit, like there is energy coming up from the ground, up your legs, charging your Muladhara, and excess energy releasing down your arms into the ground. And that is good. Coming up to standing. Attention focused to perceive vibrations, sensations at the level of Muladhara chakra. Being aware of a greater sense of inner peace, of grounding, of stillness, and stability. Of being more present in the here and now. That is good. And coming to lie down on the belly. For the awakening of the heart, the Anahata chakra. For feelings of love and self-love, an awakening of feminine magnetism and eroticism. We bring the hands in line with the shoulders and we lift. This is the expert level position. If we can do this, we keep this, tilting our head back, awareness on the chest. Alternatively, if we need a break, we can go down, or we can practice in Sphinx, opening the chest. And closing the eyes, and keeping an awareness at the level of the heart. And that is good, coming down gently, closing the eyes. Becoming aware of the feeling and sensation and vibration across the chest and the heart for the awakening of the fourth center, Anahata chakra, sensing a feeling of love without any object, just love for the sake of love, positive feelings, the sense of euphoria, and a deeper sense of love and self-love. And coming up to practice Yogi Asana. So Yogi Asana is an asana that we practice to cultivate more feelings of pleasure and joy. And it also helps to cultivate men and female erotic ability and potential. So we do our best. You might need a pillow. So we do our best to open the knees and sit in between the heels. So this takes some knee flexibility and sitting in between the heels, and we feel our sex on the ground. You're supposed to feel some part of your yoni or your sex on the ground, okay? If you do not, then you can sit on a pillow or a bolster, okay? But there has to be some sense of contact somewhere. And then we place the hands like this, so the thumb and forefinger on the ground, followed by the rest of the fingers in line with the hips. And then we close the eyes, and the ladies focus at the level of the clitoris, while the men focus at the level of the base of the penis, 2 centimeters above the base of the penis. And closing the eyes and breathing in this place. And that is good. Stretching the legs out ahead of you. Leaning back on the hands, keeping the eyes closed. Attention focused to perceive vibrations and sensations at the level of Swadhisthana chakra. The awakening of one's pleasure and joy, physical and pleasure, joy, yes, but also mental, emotional, spiritual pleasure and joy. And the awakening of the male and female eroticism and potential, respectively. And a greater ability to do things in life with pleasure and joy. Very good. And now coming to lie down for Savasana. So all of the energies we accumulated can find their way in the body. Hands more than shoulders distance so that your shoulders can relax, and feet open more than hips distance so that your hips can relax. And ready to partake in the complete and total, deep and profound relaxation of every part of the body. Taking the awareness first to the left big toe, relaxing the toe and all the other toes, relaxing the entire foot, the ankle, the shin and the calf, the knee, the thigh, the hip, and the buttock. The entire left leg deeply and profoundly relaxed. Comparing it to the right leg that has yet to undergo the relaxation. Taking the awareness to the right foot, relaxing the right toe and then all the other toes one by one. Then relaxing the entire foot, sole of the foot, the ankle, the shin and the calf, the knee, the thigh, the hip, and the buttock. The entire right leg deeply and profoundly relaxed. Taking the awareness to the left hand and the left thumb, relaxing the thumb and all the fingers of the left hand one by one. Relaxing the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the entire wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. Taking the awareness to the right arm that has yet to be relaxed and noticing the difference between the left and the right arm. The left arm being deeply and profoundly relaxed. Taking the awareness to the right thumb, relaxing the thumb of the hand and all the fingers of the hand one by one. Relaxing the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the entire wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. The entire right arm deeply and profoundly relaxed. Taking the awareness to the pelvic floor, relaxing the pelvic floor and all the sex muscles. Relaxing the lower abdomen and the lower back. Relaxing the belly and the mid back. Relaxing the upper belly and the chest and the back and upper back. Relaxing the front of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, and the top of the shoulders. Relaxing the neck and the throat. The chin and the jaw. The mouth and the tongue inside the mouth, the nose. The left and right cheek. Left and right temple. Left and right ears. Left and right eyes. Relaxing the forehead and the third eye. The top of the head, the back of the head, and the scalp. Entire body, entire being, deeply and profoundly relaxed. And wiggling the fingers and the toes to coming back slowly, rolling over to one side and lifting yourself up into a seated, eyes closed. Bringing the arms up to touch over the head, bringing the hands to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the mouth for kind words, and to the heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for today. Have a beautiful day.